What's up, everybody? This is another MJ in Context live interview. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys can hear me well. Looks like looks like Jackie Jax is already on. What's up, Jackie Jax? Yeah, that was fast. That was quick. I know we're starting a little early today, and we're actually starting earlier than the early because it is 5:51 p.m. Eastern time. And yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Jackie Jacks. I was going through some things the past couple of days, and I needed some emotional support, and I did receive that from some of you, and especially you, Jackie Jacks. I appreciate that. So what we're gonna do today is going to be a two-parter. I'm having an interview um, with a good friend of mine. He found my channel and reached out to me, and after that, if you guys stick around, we're gonna do a few things and have some chit chat. But anyway, let me bring him on. He is on here. He's anxious to be on. Great guy, great story. Here's Keith. Say hi to everyone, Keith.
Hey guys. Hey. Wow. Great. Live. I've
Yeah,
never done.
this is never done this before.
Yeah, this is cool.
This is pretty cool, right? Like
Hey,
it could be nerve wracking, but it
well,
could
it's
also be
like before you get on a stage at 4 years old and you have to give a talk that you have no kind of like that.
yeah. If you can a little bit, try to come a little closer to the mic or just speak a little louder.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you perfectly.
Wonderful.
I got myself some fruit punch, you guys. This
Yeah.
is not
It's Kool
nothing.
Aid, right? Is it Kool Aid?
It's actually fruit punch. It's those little packets that you pour into the water,
Right on.
and it tastes really good. It's very sugary, so I put that. It needs more water, but that's okay. But Keith,
Yes, my
how's
friend.
it going, man? How's your day been so far?
Doing good. Doing good. It's life after Watchtower, so it's really good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How'd you come across my channel, by the way?
So I've been watching you for a while, and you're one of my favorites, frankly, because
Thank you.
because
Appreciate
you
that.
still believe in God, which I was super like adamant. Like when I left, that was a big part of who I am. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest reasons. Plus, you're funny and you're brilliant and you're kind, and I love your interviews on the bus and your questions. Like you ask such good questions, and it helps me deprogram from the obvious stupidity that we were subjected to. Yeah,
That's how it always is. It's this we. I mean, I'm not that great. I try to
it's you.
be. I stumble a lot. I'm still learning how to do lives, to believe it or not. So this helps,
Well, if you
though.
just had more humility, the governing body could use you, but you know,
Yeah.
or not. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Keith, right? This
Yes,
is
sir.
a guy who has a channel. I'm gonna showcase his channel real quick, so you guys can check him out real fast. He is actually a musician. I'm not gonna lie. He's got a great voice. He can sing. He can play the piano very well. This is his channel. It's called Love Always Wins. This is perfect because I'm huge on love and how if the organization just had a hint of love, it would be completely different.
It
And
would.
this is Love Always Wins, and this is Keith. He started his channel in 2020, April 13th, and he plays the piano. He sings very well, and he wanted me to showcase his channel because we a lot of us that leave the organization go into a dark place, and a lot of us are very to ourselves, and not a lot of people know about us. And Keith was one of those guys until, but now he's being a lot more open with his singing and his piano playing, and
And
he
my
wants to come onto
activism.
my show.
In my
Yeah,
activism. I don't want to be shy about how we all what we went through, and I tell everyone. And I'm not. I think once you add a voice to it, like what happened in Norway,
hmm
that just makes everyone realize, the whole public realize what's going on inside. So it's good.
so tell me the history. Born and raised in the organization.
Born and raised, mom and dad were special pioneers in Belize. 1975 ish. My dad and mom read the Truth book when they were young, in their 20s, and then they got roped in and raised us. My dad was a super scholarly dude, but he certainly didn't. I mean, I don't know how many dumb Watchtower articles you had to read when you were a kid, but it was like 33 paragraphs about the Jonadab class and whatever they were
Hmm.
pawning off those days. And when you're a kid, you don't know, so you just go along
Yeah,
with it.
you just go
You
with the
know,
flow.
right?
Yeah, and that's that could make or break you as a person,
Exactly,
and
exactly.
then you end up breaking anyway, and you end up suffering the consequences later on
Right, right,
because you should have known better. But at that age, you don't really know better. You have to figure that
right.
out on your own. And there's been scientifically, it's been proven that around 30 years old or so, you start to develop a little more critical thinking. And that's why a lot of people leave around that age, um, because they start realizing the lies and the make up stuff around the organization. And it's funny because with me, it's like no different. I was like 31 when I started
Wow.
realizing this is weird.
Yeah.
Now, you are the only one
Yes, sir.
that are out right now, correct?
Let's say me and my little brother got kicked out of the house when he was 16, 17. He was homeless for a while, just a typical story. And then
Hmm.
he's out. He's very successful. I have a YouTube channel. We're building a company called Freedom Homes, and we're meeting with a Disney investor 2 days from now. Really cool
Oh,
stuff.
nice.
I'm doing business now, which is really fun, and I'm very materialistic, which is the devil or whatever, and it's great. And we're having a really good time just deprogramming. Me and my little brother have become really close. We didn't talk for 20 years,
And that
and
was because of the religion?
yep, absolutely, 100%.
Okay. Wow. And
And yeah, go ahead. I have two brothers. One of my older brothers lost his mind. Literally, he's a schizo. You can't even.
mhm.
So it's really sad, and it does this to a lot of people. A lot of people just mental illness, as I'm sure everyone knows. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And yeah, well, everyone. I would say everyone's the same, not in a sense where we all go through same situations, but
yeah,
we all have gone through experiences that are
yeah.
traumatic for us.
It's awful. It's hard.
For a religion called the truth and loving, right? Isn't it
Yeah.
crazy that we all go through such horrific problems?
Well, they
You know,
trained us. They conditioned us to be obedient when we were young and not celebrate birthdays with all of the propaganda. And then when you celebrate your first birthday, you still feel guilty. I mean, I know I did. And I'm loving celebrating my birthday now, but it's weird. Your brain doesn't know when you're a child what's true and isn't true. And
hmm
it really messes us up. I mean, I feel for so many people that are just waking up now because of the beards and the weird new whatever they're doing, and it's hard. It's hard for people to really face the facts that
hmm
look, there's a lot of Kool-Aid here, and once you wake up, it hurts. There's a real cognitive dissonance. It's real.
It is. It is. So were your parents witnesses, and are they still witnesses?
My parents are truly wonderful people, and I can honestly say that they are sincerely deceived, sincerely, just as
Hmm.
I was.
Of course. Yeah.
And I love them very dearly. I love them. If they knew what was really going on, they wouldn't be a part of it either. I'm convinced that that's happening for a lot of the older generation, the boomers that had come in the 70s. So I don't know about you, but it seems to be quite a bit of an exodus. So it's exciting to watch.
Yeah. I try to stay up to date with
Yeah, me too.
JW stuff.
Well, with
Mainly,
YouTube, it's amazing.
it's everywhere. I mean, and mainly the reason why I do it is because just so I have some stuff to talk about on my channel as well, but also because I like to laugh, and a lot of the stuff that comes out is pretty funny, and you can see like how desperate they've become.
Yep.
I mean, the changes that are happening right now, they're
Yes.
incredibly desperate. A lot of the people that are in think they're just changes for the better because Jehovah's
Right.
great, right? That's
Right.
what they think.
Right.
But
Right.
it's all about how desperate they've become. They've been pushed to a corner, and they need to come out of it. And the only way they can do that is to adapt a little more towards mainstream Christianity. And even though that's what they've been trying to go against and stay away from, they have no choice but to be
Exactly.
just like the Christendom today. And so right now you find your parents still attached to the organization, and they're the ones that also see Jehovah's so great, Jehovah's doing this and doing that.
Right.
How
Right.
do they view you now that you've decided to choose your own path?
So I started. The reason I really got at it was because I read the Bible. I was reading the Bible, and I was reading it again and again, especially the Sermon on the Mount. And I came across a passage about praying for your enemies and feeding them, and that was it.
Hmm.
That was the light bulb. I went. I don't think I could legally, in my social circle, go and feed an evil person. And I thought, what's going on? And then my brain just went. I went and I read Heather Botting's 1984, Gary and Heather, and then I felt guilty. I was under the covers and found the Shepherd and the Flock of God book, and I was like reading it, and then I don't know about you, but it's kind of your brain goes back and forth between guilt and like wanting to know the real truth, and
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it took about. I'm 5 years out, but I'm still going to therapy, and I have an incredible therapist. He's a Christian, and he's been amazing.
That's wonderful.
So, yeah, and I found freedom just doing the Sermon on the Mount, really,
Hmm.
which is about love.
Yeah, I mean your channel Love Always Wins. It sounds like that's something that you're incredibly focused on doing and changing in your life because you were
Yeah,
taught your entire life to have conditional love. And now
yeah,
you're realizing by reading the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus' famous story in the Bible, reaching out to as many people as he can, teaching them that the laws of old were not really the way and that he's the way. And the
right,
way is to love and to love unconditionally. I mean,
right.
he's the one that says if who among you would have an ox or a child fall in the well and pick it up just because
Exactly.
it's on the Sabbath, you know?
That-
There are rules meant to be broken because love is the driving force. It should be
the
number one.
principle.
Exactly.
It's the principle, and basically Jehovah's Witnesses have a 613, 614 little rule book called the Shepherd, the Flock of Who Cares. Yeah, and it's really dumb, and yeah,
Right.
it's awful. So at this point they, as you say, are desperate, and it's exciting to watch because, I mean, girls in pantsuits is just going to throw everyone off, and beards, and all of this is like just some publicist sitting in a boardroom trying to save these guys from all the lies they've done because they've lied. They're liars, and yeah,
All these flip flops are gonna drive a lot of people insane. And I mean the women in pants now. There was I know when I was going to the hall, we had a specific sister. She was on the plus side, plus size woman, and she was always in the back getting criticized for her dress or what she was wearing. Now what are they gonna do when you have
right.
pants that are legitly stuck to your thigh? And it's like, what about all those people you did criticize in the past? Like, what are you gonna do with those kind of people? Because there's a lot of people that left because of the beard issue and the pant and the dressing issue. It's like, why am I being told how to dress? Like, isn't it like you know what I'm trying to say? Like, there's no
Totally, because they don't think about the person that comes, the why. As you were saying earlier, they don't let a human being use their own brain and use their reasoning powers to do the thing for the right reasons.
yeah,
They just make a bunch of rules, just like the Pharisees. They're
because
Pharisees.
because you're essentially a child in the organization, and that's
Oh,
how they want to view
absolutely.
you
That's how
as.
Stephen Lett talks to everybody. Right. Yeah.
Stephen Ladd, he's the biggest character. He's the biggest
Well, it's
buffoon.
condescending. It's very condescending the way they treat everyone. It's really rude. It's disrespectful to people's free will. Very much so.
Yeah, and it is sad the way they speak very slowly too to
Yeah.
really get you to, and that's sad. Like anyway, but more back to you. So
Yes, sir. I don't know
you
about you too, because I mean, you and I had a really good conversation when I first met you.
we me and Keith had a 3 hour conversation.
Beautiful.
I think a
I
couple weeks
cried
ago.
afterwards. By the way, I cried.
Yeah, we both cried and we prayed to each other and for each other, and
Right.
it was an enlightening conversation. Very, I guess I can say awakening for me because not only as a YouTuber because I get to have people like you reach out to me when you're in need, but it helps
Yeah.
me as well because I could be
Oh,
like, okay, the other day I was very depressed. I was down on myself. I
get it.
needed,
I totally get it.
yeah, and just hearing you and me hearing myself talk to you to
Right.
consolidate you, it helped me as well. And that's what we need. And that was basically my point to having a platform here on YouTube is to reach out to people who were also in the same funk as I was. And
Right,
to
because
and
when you talk to someone that is actually validating that you did the right thing, and
Mhm.
you were brave, and you
Exactly.
were so courageous to leave, even though you lost your mother, your father, and some of your closest friends that you've had for 20 to 30 years. That is
Yeah,
extraordinarily courageous, and
it is.
you got to give people props when they're just like, no, and they
Hmm.
stand up to the elders. You have to give them props because they're sacrificing everything they've ever known. And
Hmm.
that's just beautiful, especially if they do it on principle for God. I think what could be more beautiful than that?
Exactly. A lot of people have decided to, and it's sad because of the organization and how they are. It's because of the
Sorry,
organization that
I'm in a place where there's piano and but I'm sorry. You can play in a little bit for sure. No, it's beautiful. I'm in a place where I play the piano. It's kind of
that's okay.
a sound. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. Don't apologize.
Do you want me to
It's
play you a Kingdom Melody to give you a little PTSD? No, just
no.
me neither.
um, I was gonna say that you know, go along with what you were saying about doing things for the love of Christ, because of the love of Christ
Yeah,
and the love for God. A lot of people, sadly, because of the
I
organization
know.
and the indoctrination and the lies, a lot of people have felt betrayed, and some people even feel betrayed by God Himself.
Of
And a lot of
course.
people have chosen different paths. So some
Yeah.
have chosen to become atheists. A
Right.
lot have been agnostic,
I wish
and
them
some
well.
just
I
leave it all
wish them
behind.
well on their journey. I do, and I have so much respect for people that just leave. And can you blame them? Can you, like, for real? You
Hey,
know?
Ruby.
Hey, Ruby.
Yeah, and that's understandable. And they're not to blame. That's
No.
another big thing. One big thing was to acknowledge their bravery from leaving the cult, but another thing is to also make them realize that the decision they decide to make is also okay for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Sure, we're here to help with our beliefs if they allow it, but at the end of the
Yeah.
day, if we end up pushing and forcing people, then we're no different
Yeah.
than the witnesses who knock on people's doors
Exactly. And I'm
and push
starting.
them.
Yes, I agree 100%. And it's really hard for me to call because in my brain, I still have an evangelist. I mean, I was knocking on doors at 4 or 5 years old, trying to save
Yeah,
everybody from Armageddon. And you believe it because you're a kid. I
of
mean, so
course.
you believe.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years old. I'm pretty sure at that age, man, you. Let me see. How old are you right now?
44.
You're 44. So you were
Yes, sir.
born
1980.
early, yeah, 80, 1980. Wow. So around that time, you had. Well, then again, you were 4 or 5 years old. I was gonna say that's like the breakdance era and stuff, because
Yeah.
that would have been awesome for me if I
Oh,
was
it
a
was
kid.
great.
I'm like, man, these guys are battling down the street. I'm gonna be down there. I'm not gonna be knocking on your door. But
We had
but
Michael Jackson. We were all dancing to him illegally. It was great.
yes, that was. Sorry, I don't know if that was loud. That was another thing. Like Michael Jackson was an apostate, but yeah, here we
I
are
know.
listening to his music,
Yeah, but all the
dancing.
witnesses were like, "Oh, we love Michael Jackson,"
Yeah, exactly.
Mm, you know.
Um,
Mm.
but anyway, so you had told me in that conversation that we were having that hey, Jake is on. What's up, bro? Happy
What's up,
birthday
Jake?
to your wife. It's his wife's
He's
birthday today.
hilarious. He's like one of my. You're funny, Jake. We love you.
Jake is
Hilarious.
Jake is what makes Jake also
He
just as
needs to do
funny.
stand up. Oh,
He's very raw,
I
very
love it.
very like random, unscripted, and that's the best part. He's hilarious. Keith loves you, Jake. We all do.
We do. We totally do. Thank you
Yeah.
for your comic relief.
Yeah, no problem. Nice, nice. And he says he's blushing. Wally from
Uh-huh.
JW Thoughts is probably going to show up later. He always shows up
Oh
in my
my
lives too.
God. He's so cool.
Um, but listen, Keith, man, you said you wanted a platform. You said you wanted to be out there. This
I
is one
do.
good
I'm
way to
out.
start.
I am out of the closet of Jehovah's Witnesses. It's true.
Right, right. I have a Laura in the background, in the backstage right now. I'll get her on soon. I yeah, that's what I was gonna tell you. So we were talking for a bit that day, and you mentioned that you had to talk to your dad
Yes.
about your beliefs and everything. So how did
Yes.
that go?
Okay, it went really, really good. So I got invited to the memorial, right? Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, you need to apologize to the elders for helping the homeless because they don't like that,
Wha-
which is what happened. Yeah,
Wow, you kidding me, bro?
that's the truth. And I said, yes, I really should. Because, I mean, gosh, they're such wonderful people. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, we should really apologize, and rejoin Jehovah's organization or something. And my dad was like, if you don't apologize, I'll never talk to you again. I was like, great. Thanks, Dad. I love you. And
Wow.
and he said, I said, Dad, can you find me a passage in the Bible where it said Jesus was like, don't drink the wine and eat the bread? And he's like, no. I was like, good. And I was like, I love you. I can show you the texts back and forth. Recently, he said, I have been informed that you are an apostate. And I know that you will like whatever. And I was like, I love you, Dad. And I know that you were brainwashed, because I think for me, I didn't talk to my little brother for 20 years.
Yeah.
And when I came out, he's like, finally. He's like, I've been waiting to forgive you for a really long time. And
What a sense of relief for him. Yeah.
it was beautiful. We celebrated my birthday or his birthday, and
Nice.
it was awesome. And I remember he said to me, he said, he was so beautiful what he said. He said, you just did what you were told to do because you thought it was the right thing. That's what he said to me. And I mean,
Wow.
I didn't even go to his wedding. I treated him like crap. I mean, I was the worst self righteous prick you can imagine. And then he was amazing to me. So, like, there's a lot of people that are out that are super ready to just welcome the XJWs and help them deprogram and help them go to college or just rebuild their life. I've had so much
Hmm.
support, and
Yeah.
I think when people realize that, look, the outside world is so evil and fun, um, that it's okay, and you can
Yeah.
go back to school and you can have a great time, and worldly people are really fun, and it's great. And so
That's.
it,
Go
I
ahead.
think, I think it's nice when your brain finally gets used to the idea that, and I think watching a lot of like the cult stuff helped me. Like you watch the stuff for the Mormons, oh, those people are crazy, and then you're like, oh yeah, so are Jehovah's Witnesses, or like,
Yeah.
I think that kind of like validation, helps. Because when I saw the Scientology thing with Leah Remini, I cried.
Mhm.
I mean, that was like national or something, wasn't it? And a lot of people watched that.
Yeah. It's eye opening
It is.
because and it's like you said, like you're Mormon, and then you look at the witnesses like, oh, those
Right.
guys are crazy. You're a Catholic, Mormons are crazy. Like nobody. That's why religion shouldn't have been something to begin with. If
But
you're
I
not gonna
mean, the
get it right,
Revelation book was so cool.
you
Yeah.
remember that book, the red one?
No. Yeah.
That was they changed that so many
I
times.
think Jake did like an awesome parody on it. It was hilarious.
Who? Jake?
Jake, I think he did an episode and I was laughing.
I
I
know he
think
did one about the images and the
yeah,
pictures,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
believe yeah, he
It
spoke about
was
the
really
Revelation book. um, and then
and
I
the
think
late
guess
yeah, go
there
ahead.
was like this image. I think it was of Jesus or something with like circles around it. He said it reminded him of like the Looney Tunes. Yeah, that
But
was
that's
a
like
hot
such
mess.
a relief, like psychologically, when I laugh about it, because it's so absurd. And when you laugh about it, you don't get all. I think like Wally's channel, Jake's channel. There's a lot of people that just make fun of it, and
Yeah,
it helps. Like humor, it just
That's
helps because it's so silly. It is.
yeah, it's we all need laughter in our life. I mean,
Yeah.
Kevin Hart makes fun of his own height, and he's famous and he's hilarious. And then when you look at people like my channel, I also try to be funny. My main goal in trying to be funny is so that you can get out of that funk. You can just
Exactly.
release and enjoy the
Yeah.
fact that were a part of something that really was silly. You're not
It was
crazy.
crazy.
And that's what I needed. I needed a wake up call, but I
Yeah.
needed it to be enjoyable because it was
Exactly.
very stressful
Yeah.
coming out of that and
And I
realizing that what you've been told was a lie.
and I think the activism that's so like YouTube is blowing up now for XJWs, and it's exciting. And the more people, the more voices. I mean, I walk up to a card and they don't even want to talk to you. They don't even want to talk to you. They're not
Yeah.
like when I was a kid, it was like, oh, let's talk about the Trinity, and for like an hour. And now it's like, we ain't gonna talk about anything. They just want you to jw.org. That's it. That's what they're being instructed
And
to
they give
do.
you that little card that
That's it.
says visit the
They
website.
don't even debate. It's too because they know they have no position. I mean,
Hmm.
they none. What they're doing is inhumane. What they're doing is evil, and they know it. In their hearts, they must know how inhumane it is because it's like taking a child away from their family. Oh, indoctrinating them and coercing them into a baptism at 12 years old, and then in Norway defending it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's um tell me about your mom. Like how is she dealing with all of this now?
1 second. Um,
No problem. Cuz
um,
you guys cuz you have a brother and he's your only sibling, correct?
I have. My mom has been using my Catholic grandfather's inheritance to dangle in front of me, try to get me back into
Catholics?
the. Yeah, my grandfather was evil Catholic, but he made money, you know, because he had
Mm,
a job. And my parents
okay.
pioneered, and they were like, "Oh, we're pioneers." You know how it is. They get the status, and
Yeah, yeah,
everybody's
yeah.
they're doing something meaningful because it's like this sales pitch that I think the hierarchical arrangement of Jehovah's Witnesses is so interesting. They really do. It's like an MLM. It's an MLM,
Yeah.
and it's very slick. I mean, they got it down to a science.
They do.
And
They know exactly what they're doing. They're
mhm.
not dumb, and you can see it as well in the way they smile, the way they laugh, and say things. And I know that half of them don't even believe what the things they say.
Oh, of course they
Especially
don't.
Samuel Hurd. He just reads the script and he doesn't even know what the heck he's saying with his one
You,
eye. Like he does not know what
Jesus
he's
has
saying.
decided that hours are no longer necessary to be counted, except for our, recruiters. I mean, pioneers.
I'm gonna have you and Jake do a session where you get to do impersonations.
Oh my god, that would be.
I used to be good at that. I used
I
to.
could put some music to it, like should I play the piano for you? Hold on, let me play.
Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
right,
I'm
right,
sure a
right.
lot of people would love to hear that. Oh my gosh. Maybe not that.
Oh,
But
sorry. I'm sorry.
we'll play something different. Let's
I was just trying to give everybody a little bit of like PTSD.
nostalgia. It's
Yeah,
nostalgia.
yeah.
I myself wanted to experience like a nostalgic uh
You mean the one about the bees being
experience.
molested?
No. Like I before I decided to be fully pomo, I wanted to go to a convention, and I did, and I showed up in my beard, and I was just like,
It's
screw it
creepy. It's
all.
creepy when like you're there, and you're like, the rest of the world looks at us like we're nuts because we are. So, but our perspective when you're out, it's like you go to a Kingdom Hall and you're like, oh, this is nuts. But when you're
Right,
in, you don't even think about it because your brain is on this like broken record. Oh, Jehovah. And you're like hypnotized.
right. So I wanted to throw in Alora here and later, soon.
Yeah, let
I
her in.
want
I can go. Like, I would love to.
no, I mean I want to finish with you first, and
Okay.
if you're done, and if you are, I'll throw her in. Um, I just wanted to ask you a couple another question. How do you obviously your life Is a lot better now.
It's way better
How
because of therapy.
explain that to everybody. How is it now?
All right. So while I just said atheism for me, and I was really mad at God, and I wanted to, and me and Christopher Hitchens were best friends for a really long time,
Hmm.
and and we got music. So I
No,
might
you
have to.
I can hear you fine. Don't worry
Okay.
about it. I can hear you.
Okay. It's a public space. It's gonna get loud. 1 second.
It's honestly not even that loud.
1 second.
Yeah.
So, what I was trying to say was that for a while I just said, forget it. I don't want to do this ever again. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. 144,000 wild beasts. I mean, I had to sit through the Revelation books 3 times. I said, forget it. I don't care anymore. And Christopher Hitchens has an extraordinary wit, and so does Richard Dawkins. And when you're using to use your brain for the first time in your whole life, feels
Yeah.
like, you start to think.
Hmm.
I mean, obviously, 8 old men do not talk to God, so that's true, and it's strange. I've talked to a lot of XJWs. Some of them go atheists, and I respect that. I do, but some of them go whatever. And I say, look, just do what you got to do to get through whatever you're getting through.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
for me, I finally went back to the Bible, and I said, is this really true? And did it happen? Did a guy walk on the water like a long time ago?
Right.
And so my journey is just like, I believe in love, and so I'm trying to figure out what is it that makes us kind. As Wally always says, be kind and have a good ass day or something. I love that.
Yeah, that's what he
And
says.
and yeah, and what makes us happy, and how am I going to live my life in this world instead of thinking of living someday? Like that was our whole paradigm, which is that, oh, I'll be good at something someday, and someday I'll get to like have money, and
Hmm.
someday I'll get to like, I don't know, pet a panda, and someday, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's we don't really get to plan our life when you're a witness. You're just this is the life you gotta live no matter what, and you gotta stick to it. And then you also gotta figure out how to live a life when you're out of it.
Yeah,
This is, and I'm glad that you were able to stick to what you love, which is to love.
I
And
did, and I came back to that as a tuning fork for me because I'm a concert pianist, you guys. I'm working on my YouTube channel.
yeah, I'm
I
gonna showcase this again just because there are a lot more people that joined on.
Cool,
But
and
go ahead, you can continue.
I'm gonna be writing some parody songs with my friend um, about
Okay.
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Hmm.
So it should be fun. And yeah, this is me. You can welcome to check me out. I'm looking to get 10,000 subscribers. If I get
Nice.
10,000 subscribers, I'm giving away 10,000 shipping container homes for real.
Well, you grew fast though because last time I checked, you were like you just started.
Yeah, well, I've got an investor from Disney right now. He wants to invest in me. So this is exciting.
That's wow. That's something. He plays the piano, guys. He sings. Great voice, really good voice. And he plays the piano very well. I think this might have been my favorite one. It might even this is your first video, I believe.
Yeah, I was so nervous that day because
This one right here.
I had been checking out apostate literature and I was still way cognitive dissonance. Still, it's
I'm
weird. Yeah, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I'm gonna play a video real fast. Of you playing. Let me see if I can find. I'm not sure where exactly you start playing.
Oh,
It
don't
might.
do that. I'm still embarrassed. Okay.
If you don't want to, hey, I'll stop.
You know,
I
it's
won't
okay.
play it.
I was on American Idol. You can check that out. I was just on American Idol. Um, so you can
Yeah.
check that out. Yeah. So I'm going to be famous. I'm going to get a Thriller album out there for everybody. We can, or whatever. I don't know. Just kidding.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
play maybe five to ten
Okay,
seconds
good.
of it.
Because I'm like really nervous right now.
Don't be nervous, my friend.
Hmm.
You play really well.
So usually
Nice. That's very good, man. That's like awesome, man. Like it's crazy.
well, I try to teach people how to make mistakes and have fun at the same time. That's how you get good at anything.
Yeah, that's wonderful, man. I appreciate listening to that, and I had to go more than 5 to 10 seconds on that
That's
one.
sweet. That's sweet of you. I want to say I played for a lot of circuit overseers as a child. Like mom and dad would sit us down and be like, "Oh, let's have the circuit overseer over, and the poor sister, but not really." And like like my parents were super uber duper J Dubs, like Jake's parents were, I think, from what I've
Hmm.
surmised, and Wally's. We were important, or at least we thought we were. And yeah, now it's like totally different. Finding your identity. Who am I now?
Right, right.
That's the hardest part. Like, what do I want to do? Like, even I remember after I left, I was like at a store and I was like, what kind of mustard do I like? I was like, I don't even know. Do you know what I mean? Like, just like, what do I want? That was a question I had to answer. My therapist is like, what do you want to do? I was like, I don't know. I'm supposed to be like, yes, sir, no, sir, to a bunch of weirdos in New York.
You have
So,
look at that. You have a fan already.
oh, that's sweet of you. Thank you.
So before we end our conversation,
Yes, sir.
and I bring Laura on,
Do that.
I want to ask you one question.
Yes, sir.
What advice do you have for those who are Bebo, who are stuck and want to leave? And if they do leave, where do they go?
That's a tricky question because, as so many people are doing, there's a lot of PMOs in there. You have to plan your fate. Do shut up. Just do not say anything.
Hmm.
Don't even fight them. They want to. Those elders are on alert. They are waiting for
Yeah.
plan your fate. Plan your
Right.
fate carefully. Do not say anything, and get yourself financially stable first. Make sure you make a payment on an apartment. Get a real job like window washing, and do something truly meaningful with your life that you love. And feign mental illness. Oh, I'm really going through a lot, brother, and just like play a part. Like,
Yeah.
just kiss their butts, and just be like, oh wow, that was amazing. But do not at all let on
Never.
what's really going on until you're ready and you're safe, and make a lot of friends on the outside, a ton of them. And be
Yes.
careful, be
Very
careful,
important.
because they're like spies. They have a spy network. And it's like to hear Jeffrey Jackson go, it's not like we have a spy network. It's like, oh, that's what you have. But okay. It's like, that's
It's so
exactly what you
true.
have.
Yep. Yep. Man, Keith, I appreciate your time. It was
All right. Thank you
wonderful.
so much. And I'm going
You
to be
could.
plugging your channel too, and Jake's, and everybody. We
Okay.
need to like bounce off of each other and just grow.
You can stay on, by the way, if you want to. That's all
No,
up
I
to
have to
you.
go. I have to go to work. But thank you.
Okay, man. You take it easy, all right? I will
I'm
chat
trying.
soon.
All right. Bye.
All right, bye, bro. So that was Keith, you guys. Keith is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. He's a great pianist, and he, like I said before, I'm gonna present his channel again for those of you who just got on. There were a few people that did get on. He started around 2020. He's right now going through playing piano and trying to discover himself. He left the witnesses, and his family is still a part of it, and he has some struggle with that. But nonetheless, he has his brother who he can talk to, and it's wonderful when we have siblings who we can talk to when we leave this organization, this cruel organization. Now, I had a Laura on. She seemed to have been kicked out for some reason. Sorry, I'm a little stuffy, so I don't know. I may come across like blockage, like blocky, when I speak. And let's see if she gets back on here. If she doesn't get on right away, you guys, I will get off. We're gonna have another session at 7 o'clock, but Alora is on, so I'm gonna have her on. Here is Alora. Look at her
Hello.
into the Easter spirit.
Yes, I didn't get to wear my ears yes or the other day, so I'm wearing them now.
That's okay.
It's Easter all week. So
Awesome. Cool.
yeah.
So
So
how
sorry my internet's kind of been going in and out, so the
that's
cable guy
okay.
is here. So yeah.
Oh, that's all right. So,
Hmm.
I'm glad that you're on, and
Hmm.
we're gonna be having a few guys come on too pretty soon, within
Oh,
20
good.
minutes or so. And so, how are you doing, Alora?
I'm doing really well. Thank you.
Did you and you
Yeah,
got
I'm
yourself?
getting. So
Go
go
ahead, go
ahead.
ahead. I cut you off.
Oh, no, I was going to say that I'm going to start my channel up. I got some content. I just need to find time to edit it all together. I got a new laptop. Laptop, thank you. You helped me.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That you got yourself a
Hmm.
computer. That's awesome. I'm glad.
Hmm.
You must have been like like a little girl at a Christmas party, or just opening some gifts and opening that laptop. What was like? What's the? Do you have any plans already? Like the very first thing you want to talk about? Oh, she cut off again. I think she's frozen, you guys. But that's okay. I hope I'm not frozen. I'm gonna ramble on and be very random, just like Jake, because Jake is a good. I gotta get used to just rambling randomly because I'm not good at it. Let's see who's on right now. Oh, there are 13 people on right now. It seems like every week there are more and more people getting on. I wonder if Jake is still on. Jackie Jackson's still on. And by the way, if anybody wants to join in, I'm gonna be. Let me see. I can send in a link. If anybody wants to join in and have a quick chat, let me know. I can put it in the chat. Raise your hand or say something, and I'll have you go on. Hello, 50 Shades of New Light. What's up? How are you? Thank you for joining from Australia. What is up? How are you? So, like I said, I'm gonna be having a few people on soon, and for those of you that do want to go on, I can send a link. Just let me know, and I'll put it on. Alora's back on. There she is.
Who knows for how long? They said
That's
it's be
okay.
30 minutes. I'm on cellular, but it keeps wanting to go back to Wi Fi. So,
Oh, that's okay. We
mhm.
all have issues. Last week I had audio
Mhm.
issues, and that's just part of life.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. It's Jackie
What?
Jackson's birthday.
Happy birthday, Jackie.
Nice. You gotta drink some cold ones. There better be some good cold ones. And make sure it's not light beer. Make sure it's that good stuff. I'm just playing. I
Hmm.
love light beer. That's all I drink.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Southern. Nice to see you again. Thank you for joining. So Laura,
Hmm.
so this wasn't intended to be a one-on-one, but now that you're
Okay.
here, how's it
I
going? Like,
guess.
so we were talking about how you just got your computer and you want to start going
Yeah.
live. And are you gonna go live or just do videos?
I'm just gonna do videos, but I am gonna planning on doing some live,
Okay,
but it's going to be different. So
okay. She might have gotten kicked out again. You got, which is it's okay. Yes, happy birthday, Jackie. Don't worry, Queen of Queen of Flatulence. I wonder how that works. You should join on, but that's okay. She's listening. I'm listening out and at work. No problem. So Alora's having some connection issues. She says she's using her cell phone connection. No problem. You're welcome. Jackie Jacks has been one of the longest subscribers on my channel. She's been there since the very beginning, and I appreciate that. And I actually, Jackie Jacks is so cool, right? Because I offered her, she won a challenge that I made on my channel on when I reached, I believe it was 500 subscribers. And I had like a challenge for everyone that when I reached 500 subscribers, someone would have to say something specific. And she said that phrase and she won. And I went to send her some money. It was $100 gift card, and she said to keep it. And but she says that she appreciates it. And that's who Jackie Jacks is. She's very selfless and it's amazing. She's been a great supporter on the channel. And a lot of people have, yeah, C500, she mentions it. A lot of people have come from my Fixing My Faith channel. That's where a lot of people found me out, and I believe she found me out through that. I'm not sure, but she's been one of my very earliest. Sorry, Laura. That's okay. Don't worry. I'm over here talking about Jackie Jacks. Um, she's been a great supporter since the very beginning. Um, but yeah, I was just letting everybody know that it's okay. Your connection's been not too nice to you today. That's okay. Don't worry. Oh, this person said that they like my video. Yeah. Yeah, that video hit 14,000. I don't know where it's at right now, but it just keeps rising. I wake up every morning and I just see it continuing to rise. I appreciate it, you guys. If you haven't checked it out, that's my very last video, my latest video. I made that more of a documentary because I it's been something that's been on my mind to release that video for a very long time, and I finally got the chance to do it. So, what about you, Laura? What's going to be your topic for your
Okay.
videos?
Oh, am I back on?
Yes, you are back on.
Okay. I was like, I'm like writing, chatting away.
You just been sitting there.
So I'll let you guys in on a little secret that I really haven't. I'm actually going to do a coming.
Oh, there she goes. There she goes, get disconnecting again. That's okay. We have a good audience today, and we've been on 46 minutes now. Let me find out. Let me throw in a little video just for the time being. That way we get some juices flowing. I'll throw in I'll throw in one of my videos. Let's see here. Oh, I had an interview. Oh, by the way, did anybody check out my music video? I wonder if any of you guys have caught that. I'll play that real quick for you guys so you guys can be entertained. I'm gonna take. Let me see here. While I play that, I'm gonna turn off my camera. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna see if I can get the other guys to come on. Do. Not Ruby. Now we'll never know the secret. I know, right? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna share this video for you guys real quick. It's just a minute long. I will be right back. I'm gonna see if I can invite some more people on.
Well, let's talk about the disfellowshipping arrangement. Stop keeping company with them, not even eating with them. Do not receive him into your homes or say a greeting to him. Now, our loyalty is on the line, not to the disfellowshippers, but to God, who is watching to see whether we will abide by his command.
You must understand, the touch of your hand makes my pulse react. That it's only the thrill of boy meeting girl opposites attract. It's physical, only logical.
Some of Jehovah's people may think this is too drastic.
You must try to ignore that it means more than that. Oh, what's love got to do? Got to do.
Disfellowshipping.
What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do? Got to do.
Disfellowshipping.
Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken?
All right. Welcome back, you guys. I had to have a small break. Laura's back on. She might still be having connection issues. What's up, man? Tina Turner's amazing. I remember listening to some Tina Turner and others back in the day, like Stevie B. You guys remember Stevie B? A lot of old cats out there. Ice-T. These guys were just great back in the day. There are a couple people joining on live soon. Let me indulge a little bit in the chat real quick. What's that? The video with you in the rain. I saw that one. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, it gets pretty cold out here. I'm in the East Coast, and it was just snowing. Sorry, it was just snowing not that long ago, and it's been cold. It's been weird. It's like we just hit spring, and it's been freezing. And at night, it's even worse. So I did that, and I was super cold. But that's okay. I had to do it for you guys. I had to throw it in there. But that wasn't the video that I hit 14,000 views. Um, the video that I hit 14,000 views was actually, if you guys, I'm pretty sure a lot of you caught it already. But it was this one. Um, it was, and this one right here. And this one actually got me 300 and something subscribers just from that video alone. And it's amazing. You guys are amazing. And I'm gonna be throwing in a lot more videos, kind of like with this kind of editing style. It's funny because I thought that this was gonna take me ages to make, and it literally took me a week to make. Um, but that's also because I was day and night making this video. I hardly slept, but that's okay. And I know that you guys loved this video. This was actually my favorite video to make, the Who Are Like Everybody. And then this one was just too funny. This was really funny to make. If you guys haven't catched my videos, check these out. Yes, I'm showcasing my own channel. Oh well. Big deal. I can do whatever I want. This is my show. There are a lot of videos that I've made that didn't really perform very well, and that's okay. Doesn't bother me. And if you guys haven't catched my story, I have my story on here as well. My story on waking up was my biggest one. Um, and because, a lot of people want to hear your waking up story, obviously. Um, but anyway, let's see if anybody's joining on. Once again, guys, I apologize. We did join in a little early, so we're waiting until 7 o'clock Eastern time for people to join in. So we got about roughly 15 minutes in. You guys can choose to either leave and come back. That's okay with me. I may even take a break. If I don't see anybody on, I may take a 10-minute break. Um, what was that? Yeah, I know, right? Thank you. You had to see that twice? Yes. A lot of people have been requesting, because it was like very good, that I should do it in Spanish. And it is on my mind. I actually am working on it right now. It's just a little bit difficult right now because I've been sick. I've been under the weather, and I've been stuffy. So my voice comes out a little weird, and my words come out butchered together, and it's not fun. It sounds very weird. Um, anyway, so if you guys want, you guys can head on out and come back. We will be back on in 15 minutes. We'll take a quick 15-minute break. I'm gonna be off. And yeah, that's about it. Never had this done before. Never had to take a break, which is kind of weird, but that's okay. Didn't expect interview to end so early. All right. Anyway, guys, I'll check you guys out. I'll see you guys in about 15 minutes. Deuces. What I think I'm gonna do actually, Ruby made up good points. I'm gonna actually make a new stream. That way, this doesn't go in for too long, and then I could just make a new link for those that are joining on. So stay tuned. I'll be back on in 15 minutes. I'm gonna end this stream, and we'll be back on later.